feel comfortable, when you're ready. It doesn't necessarily have to be right away from week 1 to 3. You can start at any time. And it's just a wonderful way to just connect with your mind, your body, and this wonderful energy that's created life. Out there, welcome to a postpartum exercise video. These exercises are more catered to just getting back in touch with your body pre-pregnancy and your breathing. So it's very gentle, it's very mindful. I am 1 week postpartum today, and this is something that I find very helpful anywhere from weeks 1, 2, even into 3. I do also want to put out there that this video is offering a resource for you when you are ready to get back into some movement. Like I said, it's very gentle. Most likely we are gaining this type of awareness and movement as it is, but this is just giving you a little bit more of mindful and mental practice where you can just reconnect, maybe trying without any distractions, just carving this 10-15 minutes out for yourself. And it's not a way to push or force you to get back into movement right away. Some people feel mentally that they need to just get up, move their body, especially if they've been doing a lot of sitting, laying down, recovering, which we definitely should be doing. And then you listen to your body when you are ready. But it's regaining that breath work, the connection to pelvic floor as things are starting to come back to their regular position and state. So you again feel free when you are ready to begin and carve some time out for yourself here. This is a wonderful place that you can start. A lot of these movements are really great for vaginal birth. If you've had a cesarean, again, just make sure that this is feeling comfortable for you in different positions. Also, you can definitely talk to one of your healthcare providers to see if this is something that you can get started in doing. But gentle and mindful breathing we are doing as it is in general. So this is just giving you a little bit more of that technique and helping you aid recovery so you can take on your day as you are regaining strength and you are getting more acclimated to your newborn. I have a toddler already, so sometimes we're diving right back in to movement and just positioning our body in different ways. So again, this is just something that's accessible, but you do when you're ready, and there's no force, just hit play and connect with your body. So we're just going to start in a seated position. If an open leg position is a little bit just challenging to access right away, you can definitely start sitting in a chair. You can extend your legs forward. You can also try a little bit of opening, and then if you have to reposition in between, that's definitely fine. We're gonna start in a comfortable seated position, and let's just start rooting down. The pelvis making connection to the earth. And we'll just start with some deep breaths. Inhales and exhales. And this is just allowing the belly to relax and draw in. So even here, I'm barely, trying to draw in the abs. I'm just allowing the natural breath to flow in and flow out. The belly can relax and the belly can draw in just a tiny bit. Perhaps even making contact with the belly. Just mindful seated breath. Good, and then let's just release out of that. If you'd like to change your seated position, you can. We're gonna try that same breathing exercise, just a natural inhale and natural exhale, but we're gonna try and just connect a little bit with the pelvic floor. We have our pelvis coming up through the waist, up into the ribs here. Think about zipping up a zipper. Inhale and exhale, drawing in. And just doing what feels comfortable here. And even throughout the first few weeks, we are still learning how to access and re-access those muscles and areas of the body that did wonderful work through the pregnancy, during birth, and just trying to pull in very gently without force, without squeezing, tightening, or toning, just a little mindful engagement, that's all here, and gently releasing. Good, you can come out of that. And then the next piece is we are going to extend the legs forward. And because of pregnancy, because of positioning, possibly even during the actual birth and labor piece, a lot of position where the arm is overhead, arms overhead is typically, where we're extending through the spine is typically a position that we haven't been in a while. So before we start to really open and close, that comes a little bit later in our postpartum healing. We're just going to reach one arm up, inhale, and exhale, just a little side bend. A lot of times these side bends have been great through pregnancy, and now just putting an emphasis on really being able to reach up and out. When we were growing baby in the belly, sometimes there was some restriction, and obviously our belly, and the way that our bellies grew maybe gives us a little bit more space now just to enjoy opening up through the rib cage. So inhaling and exhaling. Good, just a few more of these. Good, one more time. Just starting to get a little bit of overhead, side bending, and then leading into maybe a little bit of flexion and extension as time goes on. Okay, so next piece is we're just gonna gently come down to the floor, protect the abdominals. All right, we'll come to the back and just enjoying being in this position. All right, so we can have hands on the belly to connect here, and we're gonna do what's called piston breathing. So thinking about what a piston does, and there's kind of like this circular movement, expanding and drawing in. Let's really press down into the feet. Pelvis is a little bit tilted, and we're just going to inhale. And exhale, draw in. And here we're just filling out the back along the floor. And then to release out of that, we're just going to step the feet out a tiny bit, and we're just going to windshield wipe the legs a very tiny bit. So this is the start of just the very beginning of a twist. Now some of these movements we may have done in pregnancy, during labor, but as things are healing, our muscles are recovering from the act of the labor, using the abdominals for that part where we are, at the very, very, very end, about to give birth. Kind of that pushing part, even though it's more about releasing and sending baby down. That's that, that pushing piece, everything is kind of starting to go back into place. So very, very, very gentle twist. Now, mind you that we're doing this movement probably to get in and out of bed, to reach for baby, to come up. So definitely something we're probably doing throughout the day. So it's okay to just mindfully have some repetition here. Very good. All right. And then the last piece is we are going to expand through the ribs. Nice open breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, if it feels comfortable, we'll draw one knee in and release it down. Inhale, open, expand, draw in. So I'm taking a deep breath, but my deep breaths right now are not super expansive. There is a difference between my inhale and exhale in the expansion, but it's not about overdoing. It's just about reconnecting. And there's so much of an emphasis on, is there a need to get back into things, but there's also, this also common talk about, we'll just do a couple more, common talk about, women feeling the pressure to, and these are very gentle movements, and like I said, we're doing movement like this, so this is not really a force to get you to do some real active, intense workout. It's just to get you reconnected. Good. And then we're just gonna let the hips sway a little bit side to side. Good. Okay. And then the last piece on the back is we're gonna reach the arms up overhead. Just being mindful, we're stretching through the chest. If you are breastfeeding, nursing, even if this is just early on and you are recovered, we may be feeling some changes in the chest, even if we're not breastfeeding. So we're just taking a nice open stretch overhead, and typically this might be a position that we hadn't been in a very long time. So we're just opening through the chest, the abdominals, the back, and then we're just going to bend the elbows to draw in and extend overhead. And if we're not able to contact the floor, that's totally fine. So you can work with these bent elbows. You can also work with sending the arms down and overhead. Maybe not even all the way. So just listening to your body, incorporating some breath here. Good. And then release it down. And feel free to, extend these exercises as long as you'd like, or if there's some that you'd like to skip over. The last piece here is we're going to come to our side. Hand on the belly. Inhale, exhale, drawing in. And there's really nothing complex here, just getting you to reconnect in this position and simply with the breath. I will be, if you're doing this early on, I will be doing kind of like a week 2 exercise video as well that will kind of build off of these, but we still want to keep this very gentle. Everyone is ready at different times. Good. And then we'll slowly and gently press on up, and we'll do the other side. With my first pregnancy, here we're in the winter. My daughter was born over the summer. It was very hot. I wasn't walking as much and going outside, but I actually spent a lot of time doing these kinds of exercises for really the first 6 weeks. Inhales and exhales, and each side might feel a little bit different, so reconnect with where you feel comfortable. Just a few more deep breaths. In the next video, we'll focus more on the pelvic floor. Those muscles, again, are still learning how to reposition. We're still, we're just getting in touch with that recovery. So we need to really take the time. We're not trying to, re-strengthen, so to speak, and so quickly. Our body needs to do that with rest. and the breath. Remember, the breath is an amazing tool. Okay, and we're gonna press on up. Now this last piece is if you feel comfortable, we're going to go to a tabletop, so it's a little bit of weight bearing on the hands and knees. The spine is gonna stay neutral, no flexion or extension, but from here, we're gonna draw the belly button in if that feels comfortable. If we're still, feeling like we need to relax the belly, that's okay. But we're just gonna take some nice deep breaths. Just keeping the spine neutral. There's a lot to be said about taking your time with exercise and with breath. It helps with our prenatal, our preparing for birth, and it's just as important afterwards. Inhales and exhales. You can also tuck the toes here. I'm kind of drawing in the belly a little bit, but keeping that spine neutral. Very good. All right. We'll just come back to seated to regroup and thanking yourself for carving out just a little bit of time. Give yourself a nice hug, a pat on the back. Again, reminding you can do these exercises when you feel comfortable, when you're ready. It doesn't necessarily have to be right away from week 1 to 3. You can start at any time. And it's just a wonderful way to just connect with your mind, your body, and this wonderful energy that's created life. And again, thank yourself. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jess. I hope to see you soon, and stay tuned for more videos to come as I'm going through my postpartum journey myself. All right, take care now.